Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Celebrity Corner. This is Dan Roberts, publisher of The Vegas Voice, and I have the great pleasure of introducing the wonderful people who makes Las Vegas the great place it is. We originally wanted to bring on for you right now a singer, a dancer, an educator, a playwright, but there wasn't enough tables, so we figured let's just get one very special person, and we got that person, and Dr. Kristy Love Brooks. Hello, Kristy.
Hello, how are you? So good to be here with you.
It is. I thank you so much for being here, as always. There is so much to your career. I don't even know where to start, but let's start from the beginning. How did you first realize that you can sing and dance and do everything else?
I started in the church like most people do, and I started as a young child going up in the church and singing and then doing some of the speeches that they would do in the plays. So that got me started, and then I realized that's what I wanted to do with my life, and then I went to school for it.
You went to school for that?
Yes, I went to Michigan State and did speech and theater, and then I went to Columbia and did music and music education and several of the plays that were there. So, and that's where I started writing as well.
Yeah, and looking through your very impressive resume, not only can you sing and dance, you got a master's degree, you got a PhD, you got just about everything here.
Yeah, I have 3 masters
right.
and a doctorate degree.
And it's in what field?
They're in speech, theater, music education, and administration. I was a principal in New York City at a high school. They had me build a performing arts school in Harlem called Wadley Performing Arts.
And is there different methods? I mean, do you enjoy singing or dancing? What do you enjoy the most?
Creating. All of the arts. All of the arts are parts of creation. So I get a chance to create and have fun and find ways to uplift people and find ways to spread that love and joy.
And the process itself, is it, I mean, I can't imagine, do you sit down or does it come to you in a vision? Or, I mean, how does it come along?
Well, I think I mentioned to you once before, I meditate. I used to get up and run 6 miles a day when I was in New York. And I would run and then I'd go sit in the park and I commune with nature. Nature has so many answers. It has so many things that you can receive from it. So I meditate and I sit and go out in the sun and what have you. And then ideas just start to flow. It's a really good way to create, by the way. Ideas just start to flow, if you have that communion and that relationship with nature.
The idea of doing that, again, I'm fascinated by how someone can just, without thinking about it, you end up writing something about it. When it comes to singing and you're about to get on that stage in front of all those people, are you nervous, or have you been doing it for so long like it's second nature?
There's always a surge of energy. It's all how you look at it. There's a surge of energy that comes, and you use that energy in your performance to make it happen. Because nervousness means that you've got other things going on, but that's not what you want to do. You want to take that energy, and you don't want to deny that energy too, because you need energy to help propel your performance.
Well, you have something coming up in February, which is like really a couple of days away, a week called Faces in the Dark. Talk a little bit about that.
Faces in the Dark is actually, there's a long history to that, because I did that when I was working as a music chair at Martin Luther King High School in New York, and I wrote several plays for the high school students. And I wrote that particular play, and actually the fascinating thing about it is there's a young man named Kenny Seymour, and he was 17 at the time. His mother, Mary Seymour, and I, we used to go out and we would sing together. She did music and Luther Vandross and Change, and we would do some of the gigs around there. And she convinced her son, so you got to do this, score this musical for Kristy. And he was at the High School of Music and Art, which is a professional high school, and he was a genius. And he wrote this music. I wrote the songs, he scored it, he did the orchestration for it. But he was wonderful, and so I pulled it out and I realized how great the music was and how great the play was. And it works out really, really good. They're going to love the music. And my son also did a special number for me when I added some pieces to it. But it's a wonderful play. The play is all about 10 people who come up, get trapped up in a snowstorm, and on Mount Charleston, and they clash because they have come from different walks of life. You got the rapper and his bodyguard, and the bodyguard is really like a fake bodyguard, but he's always there. So that's the comedic part in it. And then you have the rich lady who eats up all the food, thinks she's entitled, so she eats up all the food from everybody without realizing everybody's in the house. And you have the social studies teacher who's a traditional guy, and his daughter who's rebellious, and she flirts with the other guy in the house who's the boyfriend of the young girl. and they clash. And so what the real thing is, there's a real double meaning underneath it, and that is that there's a spirit in the house. There's two spirits in the house, actually. And every year, somebody gets trapped up in there. They don't realize this is the captain. Every year gets trapped up in there, and somebody transitions to heaven.
Oh, my. But you wrote this, you said, back in New York. How many years ago about
95.
95. So it's 20-odd years.
Yeah.
Did you have to update the dialogue?
I updated some dialogue, I updated some characters, and I updated some scenes. I added some scenes.
You did?
Yes.
And again, tell everybody, when are you going to present it? At the Clark County Library?
It's going to be at the Clark County Library on 1401 East Flamingo Road, and it's going to be at the 16th, which is a Friday night, and that's at 7 p.m., and the 17th, which is a Saturday afternoon, at 2 p.m.
And the great thing is that tickets are how much?
Tickets are actually free for those who have love in their hearts.
Love in your heart. So someone like me, I don't know, but
You'll make it.
I'll make it.
What it really is, it's a cultural event. I have my sponsors, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Nevada Endowment for the Arts, the National Endowment for Humanities, and National Endowment for Humanities and the Arts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the Clark County Library System. All of them sponsored and supported me, what have you, along with my company, Love Outreach. And it's just been a great thing for them to do that. It's a cultural event. It's my opportunity from my nonprofit to be able to present cultural activities to the community and uplift and cause them to have a wonderful experience. And that's what they'll do when they come.
You know what? And we got a couple of minutes left, but talk a little bit about your nonprofit. I mean, it's really just good for the community.
Yes, I have a nonprofit called Love Outreach Incorporated. And in fact, they can reach me through loveoutreachincorporated.org at yahoo.com. And that way they can, if they have any questions or want to find out about it, or help to donate to the organization, because what it does is it presents cultural events to the community. And we also do we also do the different classes. That's the other thing.
Oh, you do, yeah.
Senior classes. I teach senior classes to theater arts.
You do?
Yeah, and I also volunteer with the tapping teachers as a volunteer singer for their group. And this is a wonderful lady who's 93 years old and still choreographing and tapping with a group of people. And we go around the senior citizens' home and uplift them.
And just as an aside, I mean, you mentioned that you worked with young students.
Yes.
And now you work with seniors.
Yes.
Is there a different way of talking to them?
Oh, sure.
But in such a way, because it's
college, because I was at the Art I was a professor at the Art Institute,
right?
And so I've really spanned the whole age range there. And each group of people you have to approach differently. Some are a little bit more sensitive, some are a little bit more experienced, some need a little bit more, nurturing along. So, but bottom line, they all have something that they need. They all have a love for the arts. They all have a love to create. They all have a love to share themselves with the world, and that's what's important.
You know, but do you realize just how fortunate you are that you can get a couple of generations and teach them different things? And I'm sure each one in their own way, they love what they're doing, and they must be very thankful to you.
They are. I get a lot of responses from it, and a lot of my former students from the Art Institute contact me and still work with me. As a matter of fact, some of them are working with me on this play because they have a great experience and they see the benefit that they get from it and what the benefit that they can give to the audience.
And who enjoys it more, them or you?
Enjoys what?
Just enjoys the whole idea of teaching and learning and watching everything go back and forth.
Well, it is a passion of mine, so I do it. But they love it too.
They do, huh?
Oh yeah, they love it. They love it. Yeah.
In the minute or so we have left, one more time, tell us about Faces in the Dark, when, where, how, and everything else with it.
Will come to you at the Clark County Library's Performing Arts Center at 1401 East Flamingo. And it will be at Friday, the 16th of February at 7 p.m. and Saturday, the 17th of February at 2 p.m.
And tickets are?
Tickets are free to the public, and all you have to do is have a good heart and come in.
There you do. There you go. Kristy, again, thank you so much. I wish you all the best. I'm sure this musical dramatic comedy is going to be just fantastic, and I would urge everyone, come and see it, because if it is half as good as Dr. Brooks here, you can't go wrong. So this is Dan Roberts with Celebrity Corner. Thank you again,
Thank you.
and we'll see you next time.